Yo, and welcome to today's presentation. We're going to be today covering how to quit dancing for peanuts like a street monkey, aka going through a definitive guide for B2B lead generation agency founders on how to achieve $300,000 in annual owner income, aka money in your pocket, using the cold ready funnel, even if you have burned months chasing niches, tools, and tactics that never stick, right? So it's going to be a really good presentation, really valuable as well for you. So make sure that you're locked in, make sure that you don't have any tabs open or you're not scrolling TikTok or you're not doing anything else, right? Like sit in a nice position, get a drink or something to snack on, close all the tabs, and it's going to be a great time together. So we'll just go through the presentation. So before we actually get into it, I just want to go over some references and some past results on this, because obviously there's a lot of people online who are talking about all kinds of mumbo jumbo. They're saying things that don't actually work, and they are talking about things that they actually have never done. So I just want to make sure that you know that you're in the right place and that we have actually done this. So first, a quick GIF or GIF, whatever you say, showcasing how I scaled my own B2B lead generation agency to $50,000 a month in the first 8 months of running it. So here, 347,000 euros on my bank business income, and that's obviously $400,000. So in 8 months, that averages out to $50,000 a month. So this is just a GIF. Wanted to make sure that I refresh it so you know that it's not edited or any bullshit like that. Screenshot 2 or figure 2, screenshot below showcasing how we helped Wesley Hoang and Enoch Chang at SciMate go from $0 to $110,000 a month in 15 months. So if I zoom in a bit more, so here's a message that Wesley sent to our Slack channel, back-to-back 110K months to prove this is not luck, still chasing 5 past due invoices, so it was a bit more than actually it was, and just from their transactions and booking meetings with a bunch of really good clients, getting amazing results for their clients, and they have an amazing agency. These guys are fucking killers, like absolute studs, really good team, really good culture, really good client results, really good operations. They're just studs, right? They have worked really hard for this, but this is just something that we help them do. Figure 3, screenshot below showcasing how we helped Kasper Korhonen at Leedsify.io scale from $0 to $100,000 a month in 10 months with their lead generation agency. And once again, a message that Kasper sent to our Slack channel. Being a bit quiet here, some of you saw how fast we scaled to $100,000 a month during the summer. And this was during the summer. A lot of people think that cold email and just closing deals is going to be really hard in the summer, but right? Like this is a pretty good proof that it isn't. Had the boss a pit and hire 5 more full-time team members, 15 team members right now. We are so back some deals that they closed. And here is also, I think, one of the coolest things. The majority of these deals were closed without me booking the meetings, having the calls, or touching fulfillment. So our new sales team is closing without me being involved at all. Feels so good after hundreds of meetings by myself slaving away. Like there was a time when Kasper was sitting on like 200 meetings a month. So must feel really good. And here's also another screenshot from just deals that they closed. And we hit and flew past 100K per month, which just feels so real. So once again, an absolute stud, worked really hard for it, right? And just a pleasure to work with. Another figure 4, screenshot below showcasing how we helped Preeti Malik and Prakar Kashari at Digital Creatives scale from $0 to $30,000 a month in 14 months. So once again, a payment screenshot from them closing a $12,000 deal. Figure 5, screenshot below showcase how we helped Damien Elsing close an extra 16 new clients. So he closed an extra 16 new clients for his B2B lead generation agency service in the first 90 days. And these 16 clients made him a bit over $100,000 through that time. So he went from 10,000 a month to I think first month was 44,000 a month, and then it stabled out at 30,000 a month. And he also had a $20,000 day, which I think is pretty cool. 20K in 24 hours. So pretty dope, right? Figure 6, screenshot below showcases us helping Emmanuel and Bob scale from $0 to $25,000 a month in 5 months and sign a $12,000 a month retainer. Once again, Stripe screenshot just to show you that it's legit. Figure 7, Tony scaling from $0 to $38,500 a month plus performance by working with 4 clients. So finally closed a $15,000 per month contract for 12 months. So that's an $180,000 deal. Pretty dope. Here another one, 7.5K per month for 12 months. 4K per month, 250 per call, and 3 to 4K per acquired client. And here's another one, pretty big deal, 12,000 per month for 12 months, closing 3 more within the next week. So once again, she's fucking badass. She's so great. Like it's mind blowing how how amazing she is, like absolute killer. So yeah, absolutely lovely person and super talented as well. Figure 8, screenshot of one of our clients, Jack, closing $40,000 in new revenue for his lead gen agency in 3 days. So Big W revamped my entire process, strategy and niche, closed 21K today and more in the pipeline tomorrow. And then, so this was 6 days ago, then the next day, 11K closed today, 4 days ago closed 8K today, right? So fucking stud. Figure 9, screenshot below showcasing white beamer, making $67,000 in a month from his lead gen agency, and this was $67,000 from one client, right? So an absolute fucking stud. So he made 67K from this one client in commissions, and here's his like commission sheet from that client. So he had this like affiliate rev share deal, and here's also like the deal size that he helped them close, what is the deal percentage that they got, and his affiliate commission. And once again, he was running this super lean, 2 clients and like 2 team members, and his operating expenses were $1,800 a month. So extremely highly profitable and lean business. And here figure 10, screenshot below showcases Matt Whaler closing a $50,000 deal over email. So this was just really cool. I wanted to just drop this in here. Matt closing 50K, 10K for 5 months, just over email with no sales call. And he's, once again, an absolute fucking killer. He did a lot of damage and he made a crazy amount of money on this offer. And actually, like, I can't remember the last time when I saw someone crush on one offer so hard. He made like fucking life-changing money, like really fast in the span of a few months. But yeah, I don't, like he didn't want all of those details to get outside, so I'll just leave it at that. And just a few case studies. Once again, I'll go through this quick, but I think it's just important for you to see. Leevi and Aaron and Noses Creative, we helped them go from 10K a month to 75K a month in 8 months. We helped Wesley and Enoch at Cymet go from 0 to 110 in 15 months. Kasper Korhonen from 0 to 100 in 10 months. White Beamer from $500 a month to $75,000 a month in net profit. Pretty and Prakhar Digital Creative from 0 to 30,000 a month in 14 months. Emmanuel and Bob from 0 to 25 in 5 months. David Nelsing from 10 to 30 in 90 days. Joe Boyle at Lead Prediction from 0 to 30,000 in 12 months. Hugh and Christian and Simply Booked Meetings from 0 to 25,000 a month in 13 weeks. Brennan Jong and Philip Nordenfeld at BFound went from 0 to 20,000 a month in 14 days. And this is actually something that is really important for you to understand. This was not a complete brand. Like, these guys had, Brennan and Philip both had experience. They both came into AV, run their own agencies, and then they partnered up inside our program, right? So they met there and they partnered up, and then they started from scratch and went from 0 to 20,000 a month in just close retainers in 14 days. So just want to mention that. And then Tuan at Cobus Outbound, and he later also became the head of growth at Pump.co. So this used to be one of his clients. He worked with them, and then they made him a really good offer. He moved to San Francisco, went to run their growth decision as head of growth, and yeah, just an absolute stud. Went from 0 to 23,000 a month in 8 months, and then he went to work as head of growth of Pump.co. So I can't mention all of those numbers. And yeah, obviously, all of these interviews and results are completely documented. So if you want to see more of this, you can click these links and go watch my YouTube channel. So they're on YouTube. And if you want to see more of the interviews or more similar interviews, you can once again go to my YouTube channel. And you'll find a bunch of really killer case studies and interviews like this, people explaining what kind of results they got. I just didn't want to put all of them into the presentation. It would have been too long. And if you really want to see some sauce, we also have this Drive folder where we have, I think it's like 2,700 screenshots right now. We stopped updating it because it became so laggy. Like every single time when I opened this, like it became so laggy. So there's some of my wins as well, 76 calls from outbound in a week. But yeah, we have pretty much just like thousands and thousands and thousands of results screenshots here. So if you want to go check this out, you can. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can read through here. And but yeah, I couldn't figure out how to put this all in the presentation. So yeah, just what is this? Yeah, one client, $5,000 in 1 month. Yeah. So yeah, you can go check this out as well if you want to see some cool stuff. Noah Jill absolutely fucking killing it. 32 booked calls for a client in first month in ecom. Bro won at 10. So yeah, all of these can be found here. Really killer deals and all this stuff, right? So yeah, let's get into it. So who is this presentation for? This is for you if you are the founder of a B2B lead generation agency and you're doing $0 to $20,000 a month. Obviously, if you're doing more, it can still be highly beneficial for you. These work, like we have used these in agencies that are doing 50, 75, 100,000 a month, even more. But that's pretty much who the presentation is made for. And you're tired of being busy but broke. If that's you, then this is for you, right? Like a lot of companies or a lot of agency founders, they're super busy, but they are poor, right? So not a fun place to be at. If your core offer is focused on generating new leads, appointments, calls, or interested responses for B2B clients using cold email, LinkedIn content, paid advertising channels, or any other marketing channels, this is for you. So once again, if you deliver your clients leads, right? Like if you work with B2B clients and deliver them leads, this is perfectly made for you. If you're sick of the rev share trap, so if you have rev share clients and you generate them like 39 new leads in a month, but the clients can't fucking close a deal to save their life, leaving you unpaid for the work you already did, this is for you. Because once again, those are not good deals to have. That absolutely sucks. I'll zoom this in a bit more. If you're drowning in fulfillment chaos, spending over 7 hours setting up campaigns while your sales pipeline dies, and you can't find time to prospect because you're buried in client delivery, this is for you. Once again, happens to a lot of agencies. You're so stuck in fulfillment that you can't make more money. Absolutely sucks. If your sales process drags out to 3 to 5 calls with nothing happening between them, watching prospects go cold while competitors with better systems steal your deals, this is for you. If you're charging like $750,000 retainers, like these small retainers because you are new, but deep down you know you're worth 3 times that and you just don't have the authority or proof to command premium prices, this is for you. I'm going to show you how to combat that. If you're stuck doing everything yourself at rock bottom prices while watching other agency owners charge $5,000, $10,000 retainers for the same work, and you're wondering, what the hell am I missing? This is for you. I'm going to answer that for you. If you're an ex-SDR or sales professional, if you've worked in sales, this is perfect for you. Who knows you have the skills to build something bigger, but you feel like you've hit an income ceiling and need a system that leverages your expertise instead of trading hours for dollars, this is for you. Like if you're an ex-SDR or you've been in sales anyway, like this, it's so fucking powerful. If you're tired of being seen just as a lead vendor, and you know you should be positioned as a trusted strategic partner, and you want prospects come to you instead of shopping you against 35 other marketing agencies, you're in the right place. If your biggest fear is staying stuck at this 3 to 10K plateau forever while watching other founders scale past you, and you know you need to make some changes or you have to go back to your 9-to-5 job, this is for you. If you think your offer is garbage and you're terrified of over-promising and under-delivering, but you also know that playing it safe with weak positioning is exactly what's keeping you broke, this is for you. If you suspect that the real problem isn't your skills or work ethic, but it's that you don't have the systems, positioning, and proof that separates premium agencies from the commodity back, this is for you. There's a lot of agency owners who work super fucking hard. They rip in like 10-hour, 12-hour days, 6 times a week, and th're still poor, right? Because they are just not set up in the right way. If you have family to look after and you hit a wall in income, knowing you're too good to stay stuck, but too responsible to risk everything on another guru course that might not work, this is for you. If your biggest goal is to step away from the day-to-day operation and automate your ops so you can enjoy your life instead of being glued to instant campaigns at 11 p.m., this is for you. Of course, sometimes you have to go to the trenches. Sometimes you have to go through those night shifts, but obviously you shouldn't be there forever. And if you're tired of lying awake at night wondering if you'll be able to make payroll next month or if you'll have to go crawling back to your 9-to-5 with your tail between your legs, this is for you. You spent months trying to find the perfect niche while your bank account is getting smaller and smaller and you suspect that execution beats analysis paralysis every single time, in the right place. If you started your agency to escape the corporate rat race, but you're working twice as hard for half of the pay and you know there has to be a better way that doesn't involve going backwards, this is for you. If you're stuck targeting broke industries or trying to serve everyone instead of focusing on cash-rich niches that actually can afford premium retainers and know you need to get serious about your ICP, this is for you. And last but not least, if you want to fire 80% of your clients, triple your income, and finally build an agency that gives you the freedom and family time you started this business for in the first place, then this is for you, right? So if you're not one of those people, if you're just a lazy, dumb idiot, and you're just like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't know. If you're someone who doesn't fit this description, just leave. But yeah, the reality is most B2B agency founders think that they need better niches, fancier tools, or AI workflows to break through their revenue ceiling. They chase the latest KI automation, they pivot to a different niche, they rebuild their entire tech stack, and nothing changes. But here's the actual problem. You have no authority in the market. When prospects can't tell the difference between you and the 47 other lead generation agencies in their inbox, you're forced to compete on price, make unrealistic promises, and accept whatever scraps clients are willing to throw your way. You're just in their mercy. You're essentially dancing for peanuts like a monkey in a circus with the real money while the real money flows to agencies with unshakable market authority. The agency is commanding 5 to 10K retainers, 50K project prices, $1,000 per call, massive rev share percentages, right? They aren't better at cold email. They don't have secret niches or magical AI prompts, even though people think so. They've built unshakable authority around a specific transformation their market desperately wants. That's the only difference. While you're positioning yourself as just another lead generation guy, like, hey, we'll get you some leads, they position themselves as the person who solves revenue stagnation for Series B SaaS companies or whatever their niche is, right? Like they're solving a really specific problem, they're achieving a really specific transformation for their niche. While you're explaining your proven cold email process, they are diagnosing specific growth bottlenecks that keep the founders awake at night. So, over the past 4 years, I have helped over 500 agency founders make this transformation, and here's what I have discovered. The agencies that are stuck between the 0 to 20,000 a month mark are all making the same fundamental mistake. They're trying to win through better execution when the real game is won through better positioning. Right? They're optimizing their cold email open rates when they should be optimizing their market authority. They're split testing subject lines when they should be building unique mechanisms that make them irreplaceable. The difference isn't how well you execute tactics, it's whether prospects see you as the obvious expert for their specific situation, right? Because when you're positioned in the right way, you can work with way better and bigger clients that have way more leverage, and you can do 10% of what you're doing right now and make them way higher ROI and deliver them way more value, right? So the game is in the positioning. That's where you make your money. So just a quick background if you have never heard of me. My name is Leevi Eerola, and I have been in the B2B lead generation game since 2018. And I know it's a long time, and this was pretty much by accident. I started my first agency. I closed my first client, and I was like, oh shit, like we can't just like, it was a Facebook ad agency. I was like, damn, like they don't have a e-commerce store that I can just run ads to. They just need leads. So then I just built like a really simple funnel to collect leads and just run ads to it. And like for some magical reason, it worked extremely well. Maybe back in the day, 2018, like ads were so much cheaper or something that it worked really well. But yeah, it was crazy. That was the first time when I did lead generation for a client. Then of course, I didn't do it the whole time. I had to go to the military and some things like this in between. But during the past 5 years, me and my team have been solely focused on generating leads for our clients and helping other B2B lead generation agencies scale. So we have just been in the trenches doing B2B lead gen. And I don't say this to brag, but we have generated over $30 million in revenue for our clients, over 30,000 qualified sales calls, and help our clients close thousands of new deals. And obviously, big numbers and big volume and a lot, like multiple years of doing this, it's really hard to track all of these numbers. So this is most likely a lot more. But once again, it's like, I don't want to make a claim about a bigger number that I can't really like attribute or be like 100% sure of. So we are playing it safe, and it's a little bit less than I think it actually is. We've also been lucky enough to work with some of the biggest companies in our industry. So for example, Installer.ai through like an affiliate client acquisition partnership, Pipedrive, obviously a massive unicorn CRM, Cialdini Institute, if you know the book Influence, one of the most famous marketing books, that obviously is by Cialdini. So we did some funnel building work and VSL work with them, and yeah, just really cool experiences. And for what it matters, when I started in lead gen, I scaled my agency to $400,000 in revenue at 76% margins in the first 8 months of running it, right? So that's around $300,000 in owner income that I was able to take home after all the expenses. And obviously I didn't take all of that money home, right? But that was like money that I had in my bank, and I could use it however I wanted to. I also scaled my own growth consultancy from $0 to $1.5 million in 6 months. We've also been fortunate enough to be certified by all the main tools and companies in the B2B lead generation industry. So we are a Clay Studio / enterprise partner. They just changed it around. So that's like one of the highest levels that you can get. Installer.ai certified expert, Smart Lead certified partners, and we have all the certification from pretty much all of these different tools and communities. And on top of winning countless awards from our partner companies. So a lot of the companies that we have worked with, big, massive conglomerates, they have partner or like award programs and competitions. We have won a lot of those awards, almost all of them ones that can be won. Damn. So yeah, the point is I have had plenty of time to perfect the process I'm about to share with you. So let's just get into it. This is where we dive into it. So step one, the first thing that you have to do if you want to scale your B2B lead generation agency, like I mentioned, is you have to build a long-form education-based funnel that positions you as an authority. And this is really the key. The biggest mistake agency founders make is trying to sell their services to a 30-minute call with zero pre-call nurturing and rapport building. When prospects don't know who you are, they default to treating you like every other lead gen guy they've talked to, which means they'll shop you against 35 other agencies and choose whoever is the cheapest, right? Like you're trying to do all of your selling in a call, which is like super fucking hard because usually you can't have a 3-hour call with the prospect, and there's a lot of skepticism, and they have already categorized like, I have a call with this lead gen guy, right? Like, I get so many emails and so many DMs and so many ads from these lead gen guys. You're just one of them, right? So you just get price shopped, and you have to compete on price, and it's just fucking terrible. You just get the scraps. You're dancing like a monkey, as I said. Premium clients don't buy from strangers, they buy from authorities. To achieve authority status in a sophisticated market, you have to build a sales funnel that positions you as the authority, educates your prospects on your offer, and showcases why you are the only logical option in the marketplace. The most important part of this process is creating your sales argument. Your sales argument is a written document that explains exactly what you do, how you do it, and what you have done before, and how everything works. It's the core of your whole agency, and it dictates your sales, marketing, and fulfillment, right? It's pretty much your whole business explained in one written document. If you create it correctly, it will create an instant differentiation in the marketplace from your competitors and automatically sell your prospects on your offer. The sales argument can be hosted on any text-based platform. I recommend Google Documents, like I'm on Google Documents right now, since it's a friendly environment people are used to. So if you need to send a link to it, like people don't like opening random links you send them. But if you send them a link that says docs.google.com, like people are not scared of it and they open it because, okay, I have seen these links before and I have seen this environment before, I know how to navigate it, etc. So here's an example of what a sales argument for a lead generation agency could look like. And here you can just see we pretty much have the claim. So this is who we are targeting, and this is pretty much the claim that we are making them. Here's our introduction section, so pretty much creating authority. This is who our niche is, and we're describing our niche. Here we explain the core concept. Here we introduce the background. Here we pretty much introduce how everything works and how we do our work and how we get results for everyone and all these things. Really educational. We're just educating them on how it works, and we are dropping in like case studies in between. And we explain our process, yada, 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 and show them why we are the only logical option in the marketplace. And this is a pretty funny situation because, like, obviously, if you're not a fucking idiot, like, you understand that the document that I'm presenting you right now is also our sales argument for our consulting program. So it's a sales argument about sales arguments. So this is like an absolute meta level, right? But it's still super valuable. And that's also the key. Like, if your sales argument isn't valuable, it's going to be really hard to get people to read through it because people don't just read through. Like, if you're just fucking pitching them straight up, you're like, hey, buy from us. Like, people are not going to read through it, right? They're going to have their guardrails up. So you actually have to make it valuable and educational. So you win some goodwill. You demonstrate that you're actually an expert. And then you're able to naturally showcase that, hey, you probably should work with us. You can go and do it yourself, but you should work with us, right? Once you have written your sales argument, you want to create a video presentation of it, and this will act as your video sales letter. So exactly as I'm doing right now, right? Like, this is fucking, I don't know, this is pretty random. So you are going to create a video presentation of it, and then the video sales letter will be hosted on your landing page, YouTube channel, LinkedIn profile, and anywhere where a potential customer could see it. And when a potential customer goes through a video, they will automatically sold on your claim, credibility, mechanism, and value of your offer. If they are the right fit, of course, and if it's something that they actually are looking for. Obviously, it's not going to sell everyone. There's no magic like that. But if they are the right fit, if it's something that they're looking for, usually that's the outcome that happens. You also want to take your sales argument and create a landing page based on it. The wireframe of the landing page should be the exact same as the written document. So here's pretty much an example of what it could be. So you have the same exact headline that you have on your sales argument. You have your video sales letter embedded on your landing page. You have your background section. You have pretty much everything that you have in your sales argument. You also have on your landing page, right? And a page like this can be created in 1 to 2 hours using ChatGPT and lovable.dev. Like, previously, if you wanted to get like really nice, well-designed pages, like, you would have to spend $5,000-$10,000 on the project, go through hours of briefing the team that actually does it, wait for 2 weeks, then do revisions. It was a painful, fucking terrible process. So it was just like better to do like really ugly landing pages, because like, who the fuck has the time to build like something really beautiful like this? But nowadays, with AI and all of these fancy magical things, like, you can just take your sales letter, give it to ChatGPT, give it some instructions on like, hey, create me this prompt, take the prompt, put it in the lovable.dev, and boom, it's going to create you a fucking banger landing page like this. And it's going to cost you like $50. It's going to take you like 30 minutes to create the first draft. And then you go back and forth, you edit it a little bit, you make it really nice and perfect. And in 2 hours, you have a really, really nice landing page that communicates once again your sales argument. It positions you as a premium authority. It looks like a professional, really well done landing page, and yeah, it's just nice. And you just have to make sure that the content on your landing page is the exact same as in your sales argument. Otherwise, your marketing and sales process isn't congruent and it will confuse your prospects. So if on your VSL you're saying different stuff that you say on your landing page, and then if on your landing page you're saying different stuff that you are saying on your sales call, and then like in your marketing you're saying different stuff, it's just gonna be a big mess. Like everything has to be congruent. Otherwise, people are gonna be super confused and they won't really like. They're gonna be confused, and a confused prospect never buys. So then step 2 is going to be launch strategic cold email to validate your premium positioning. So once you have built your authority funnel, you need to test whether your new positioning actually resonates with premium prospects. And actually one thing that I quickly want to mention here before we go into it, like a lot of people when I explain this step, it's like they don't really get it. Like they don't really get it. Like why would I create this like sales argument? Like can't I just like do something else? But like this is like one of the most powerful parts of like everything. So for example, if you remember the case study of Leevi and Aaron that I mentioned in the beginning, they were doing $10,000 a month when they started working with us in a really saturated, really high competition niche. And they had been running the agency for 2 years and they were doing 10K a month. So like when they came in and when we started working together, the only thing we did was created a new sales letter or sales argument, new video sales letter, and a landing page. So we only went through the step 1, and then we launched their like cold email campaigns again. We actually like did less outreach and less lead gen, and we launched like really simple cold email campaigns. In the first 3 months, they booked more sales calls than they had booked over the last 2 years. Actually, in the first 1 month of running outreach, they booked more sales calls than in the last 2 years. And in the first 3 months, they went from 10K to 45K a month, and then they had to pause client acquisition because they had so many clients that they couldn't literally take on anymore. And then when they finally hired some team, worked on their operations, they were able to scale up to 75,000, 80,000 a month, etc. And once again, then the bottleneck became hiring more copywriters. So like that was the only thing we did. We didn't touch their sales process. We didn't touch their lead generation. We didn't touch anything. We just created a better offer with a better unique mechanism, put it on a sales argument, filmed a video sales letter, and created a new funnel, right? Like that's the only thing they did. And yeah, from 10 to 45K a month in the first 3 months, which is pretty sick. So going back here, so once you built the funnel and you've done all of that, you need to test whether your new positioning actually resonates with your premium prospects. So usually you have to create a little bit of a new offer with a new angle, new unique mechanism, new claim. Like you have to do that kind of work to make the argument really good. So you have to test it. Like, does it actually work? Because like not every single time you're right. Even if you have done really good market research, even if you know your niche really well, like sometimes you're just like, you're not correct. So we have to go test it. Before we get fancy with research and personalization, you need to test whether your fundamental positioning actually works. So we don't want to do anything fancy at this point. Most agencies jump straight to advanced tactics on their outbound campaigns and on their marketing without knowing if their core message resonates. And this is backwards. So what you want to do is you want to start with high volume basic campaigns targeting broad segments of your market and send your main claims from your sales argument and funnel directly to prospects without fancy research and personalization. So this email should be like super simple, and you're sending this to like really high volume, big, broad segment of your market. So, hi John, and then you immediately go in the core claim from your sales argument. Hey John, I wanted to reach out because we help European B2B firms like you generate plus 100 qualified sales opportunities a month using performance-based SDR teams. And then you can do brief proof point. We just did this for another agency like yours, and they generated 245 new sales calls in the first month of doing it. So that's like an actual case study of ours. Would you like to see more information about this? And then like this is pretty much like your whole sales argument or your whole offer, like concised into one email. And then if they respond positively, you just send them your sales argument to consume before booking a call. So you just respond, okay, that's great. Hey, let's have a call. Would Tuesday, 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. your time zone work? By the way, if you want to learn more about this, like here's a link to a resource, and then you send your sales later. So if your basic claim doesn't generate response at scale, no amount of advanced personalization will save you. You're putting lipstick on a pig, right? So like if this doesn't work, it means that your argument is wrong or your targeting is wrong. Like you don't need anything fancy on outbound campaigns to get it to work. Like if you have a killer argument, killer offer, like it's gonna rip, right? So you want to test that first, like does this work? And if it doesn't, like before you go and do all of this advanced stuff with your outbound campaigns or hire people or do anything, like okay, you have to go and fix it. And only once your cold email campaigns are actually hitting with like really generic simple shit, then you can go and implement like more advanced stuff, right? Like you're just like amplifying the results. But like you can't put lipstick on a pig like a lot of people are trying to do. But if your core positioning generates strong responses, even in basic messaging, then you know you struck goals. So that's like the first thing that we always like testing. Like, okay, can we get really good responses or like a lot of responses with just like basic campaigns? Because if we can, like we know that if we go and we put Clay and like higher quality lead list and all of this better infrastructure, we know that we'll get rich. So that's when you layer in the advanced research and personalization to amplify what's already working. So you can use all this kind of Trigify flows and Clay stuff. So here is a great example. So most agency emails sound like this. Hi, John. We help SaaS companies book more meetings through cold email. Are you looking to scale through outbound efforts? Right? So this is what someone would say, generally speaking. And this screams that you're just like a vendor, just like a lead gen monkey, right? Like you're just dancing for peanuts because you sound like everyone else. So here's what a strategic partner email would look like. You would say, John, or hi, John, I noticed TechCrunch featured your Series B announcement last week. Quick question, with headcount going from 50 to 120 over the next 18 months, have you stress tested whether your current lead flow can support 2.4x the sales team? Most companies we work hit a wall around month 3 to 4 post-funding when the math stops working. Curious if this is on your radar yet. And obviously, you can automate this fully. Like this can be fully done automatically at scale using tools like Clay. But yeah. That would be like a great email that you could run once you see that your offer is resonating. And the second email positions you as someone who understands their operational challenges of rapid scaling, not just someone who generates leads for SaaS companies. So you're positioning yourself as someone who solves a really specific bottleneck or achieves a really specific transformation, and you're demonstrating authority and credibility through the actual message, right? Because like there's no way you're reading this and you're like, this guy doesn't understand anything about their niche or about their company. You read it and you're like, holy shit, like this guy is reading our mind. Like he's like telegraphing like what we are doing right now. So what the implementation is going to look like is week 1 to 2, you launch basic campaigns with your core claim to validate market responses. Week 3 to 4, you get some feedback. So you go and refine messaging based on response patterns and objections. Month 2, you layer in advanced personalization and research for proven segments, the things that you see hitting. And month 3 and forward, you scale what's working with sophisticated lead sourcing and enrichment. So you just improve your lead quality, improve your personalization, improve your messaging, of course, and inbox management, all this stuff. And remember, like this is the most important thing. A great claim works even with basic delivery. A bad claim fails even with perfect execution. So remember that. Like you could literally have, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Ryan Clogg said it on a YouTube video. It's like you could literally have a website that has like a broken link, a broken VSL, a broken calendar booking button, like everything's fucked on it. But if you have a good offer, like people will find a way to reach out to you and buy that from you. But if you have like the most beautiful website, most beautiful funnel, most optimized cold email campaigns, like if your offer is whack, like no one's gonna care. So once you have done that, and once you have seen validation for your cold email campaigns, it's gonna be step 3, which is installing a logic-driven sales process to convert warm leads to high-paying clients. So once you're booking qualified calls from your cold email campaigns, you need a sales process that matches the sophistication of your positioning, right? Like you can't use like fucking the same sales process that you use to sell like fucking, I don't know, sell electricity contracts to sophisticated buyers who are like executives at like multi 8-figure, 9-figure companies. Most agencies screw this up completely. They try to use high pressure sales tactics, manipulative clauses, and objection crushing techniques that work on desperate prospects but repel the premium clients they actually want. So like they try to use the completely wrong sales style, like the high ticket, closer, objection handling stuff. Like obviously there's a bunch of good stuff there as well. I'm not saying that, but like sometimes when I look at these calls, I'm like, holy shit, like I'm cringing because they're trying to like close like a really sophisticated VP of marketing at a 9-figure company using the same tactic that they would use to sell like a fucking electricity contract. Like it's just not gonna work. It's not Wolf of Wall Street. You're not Jordan Belfort. Premium prospects don't buy from sales pressure. They buy from logical conviction. When you position yourself correctly as a strategic authority, your sales process should feel more like a consulting conversation than a traditional sales call. The most effective approach for premium positioning that we have found is a simple 2-call process. So first you do call 1, which is a discovery call where you pretty much just qualify the prospect and you just understand their business better. And call 2, you demo the solution, you pitch your offer, you handle the objections and and close them and get a buying decision. And sometimes also like you might want to add a call 3, like if you're talking about really big deals or really sophisticated buyers, or if your sales skill is super low and you have like no sales experience and you're having a really hard time, sometimes it's easier to add a 3rd call, which is like only for decision making. So then you do call 1 discovery, call 2 you present your offer, and call 3 you do a decision. So at the end of call 2 you say, hey, I know you want to think about it. Let's wait a few days. Just talk about it with your team. Watch over the call recording. Watch over the proposal. And then let's hop on a call in 2 days. And in that call, you can just tell me what you think about it, what questions came up, and if you want to move forward it or not. So that's a way easier way to close deals. The downside is that you're gonna close less, like on a long time frame, like you're gonna close a little bit less, and your sales cycle stretches out a little bit, but it's still better to close less and slower than not close at all, right? Because like if you don't have any sales skill, like it's gonna be, you might fuck this up. So once again, this isn't about stretching the process unnecessarily. It's about giving sophisticated buyers the depth they expect while maintaining control of your sales cycle. So the discovery call structure is pretty much you have one job on this call, which is qualify the prospect and gather the intelligence you need to present a compelling solution. Once again, most agencies treat the discovery call like a formality, something that they just have to do. They ask generic questions about budget and timeline, and then they rush just to fucking pitch their service ASAP. This will not work. Premium prospects expect you to diagnose their situation with the same depth they'd expect from a management consultant. You're not just qualifying them, you're demonstrating your expertise through the questions you ask. So once again, if you're asking silly questions, they're gonna think that you don't fucking understand them at all. But if you're asking really accurate, hard-hitting questions specifically about their industry, they're gonna once again see that, okay, this guy or girl clearly knows what he's talking about, and he clearly understands our industry, and he's clearly looking to understand our company. So the questions you ask are extremely important about your sales call. Like a lot of people think that the discovery and the demo is like separate, that like, oh, I can ask whatever questions I want, and as long as I just close them. But like if you ask dumb questions in the discovery section, then you're not gonna close them anyways. So the questions should uncover what is their current revenue generation challenges they're facing, what are the failed attempts they've made to solve these problems, obviously super important in your pitch, the real cost of staying stuck in their current situation, the decision-making process and authority level, and timeline expectations and budget parameters. So then once you have done your discovery call, you tell them at the end of the call, okay, that's great. We'll go to the drawing board. We'll figure out what would work out for you. And then let's have a call in 2 days and we'll present what we would think is going to be the best option for you to go with and how everything looks like, what the details are, etc. So this is going to be the demo call, the solution presentation call. This is where a lot of agencies just like fuck it up super hard. They create really elaborate sales decks or pitch deck, fancy demos and complex presentations that obscure their core message. So they just do like all this fucking fancy stuff that they have seen on YouTube. And your solution presentation should literally be your sales argument, right? The exact same logic, the exact same structure, your proof points you use in your written sales letter should be the exact same framework you follow in your presentation call. Like you can literally take your sales argument and just like read through it. Like your sales argument, the same one that you use to build your funnel and your VSL, like you can, that's your pitch. The same claim, same identification, same core concept, same activity steps, same logic, like everything is the same. So you want to walk them through the core problem they've confirmed they confirmed in discovery. Why conventional solutions fail. So you address their past failed attempts, once again, showing that you understand. Your unique mechanism and what's the only logical approach. And this is super important because once again, if you don't have a good unique mechanism and if you are not able to pitch it well, it's going to be really hard for you to close deals, at least at a high price. Your proof and case studies, demonstrating it works. Obviously, if you can't demonstrate this, like if you don't have proof, if you don't have case studies, like you will have to skip this and it's going to be a little bit harder to close. You can still close deals, but you'll just close less, right? But in the beginning, when you don't have case studies, that's just something that you have to deal with. The investment and what they get for it. So you give them the investment, what is the breakdown of it, and next steps to move forward. When your sales process mirrors your marketing message, there's no disconnect between what attracted them initially and what you're presenting on the call. So once again, in a lot of cases, people have these VSLs, landing pages, emails, and all this stuff, and they're making all kinds of claims there. And then prospect hops on a sales call because they got attracted by this. And then you like pitch something completely else. Like it's completely different claims, completely different messaging, completely different structure. And once again, that's going to create confusion and it's not going to be congruent. It's going to create friction. People are not going to buy. So they've already consumed your authority content. They've already been educated on your methodology. The sales call becomes a natural extension of that education, not a jarring shift into sales mode, right? Once again, it just feels more natural. And let's say someone reads through your sales letter. So if we go here, let's open this Valentum GC sales letter. So when someone reads this before a call, so if I have a call booked in the calendar and someone reads through this and they understand exactly how we work, what kind of results we have got and exactly what they get, like the demo call is so much fucking easier. They literally just hop on and I'm like, hey, did you read it? And they're like, yeah, it sounds fucking great. I'm like, okay, perfect. Any questions you might have? And it's like, nah. And then we can just like chop it up and go like directly into custom stuff for them instead of like me having to do this long ass pitch to explain every single detail and nuance in the sales call. So it's an actual sales call and not like a pitch call or not like an education call. So once again, just makes a massive difference also on how you sell. And the last thing, the logic-based close. So premium prospects don't need to be closed in the traditional sense where you like arm wrestle them and you like use all these fucking cringy cliche closing lines, right? Like you don't need to do that, and you shouldn't. Like that's gonna create a lot of friction. Sometimes there's a reason for it, but in most cases, no. They need to be guided to a logical conclusion. So after presenting your solution, the close pretty much sounds like this. Of course, not word by word, but I want you to just understand the angle. Based on everything we discussed, you have three options. Option one, you keep doing what you're currently doing and hope for different results. Obviously, doesn't make sense. Option two, you try to implement this methodology internally, which will take 6 to 12 months and requires skills your team doesn't currently have. So you have to go hire for it or bring on external consultants. Once again, it's going to be really expensive and you're not going to really be sure if you get results. Or option three is you work with us to implement this systematically over the next 90 days while you focus on running your business. And then if you have like guarantees, while being guaranteed you get results, yada, yada, yada. Which option do you think makes the most sense for your situation? And obviously this is a loaded question. Obviously option three is the only one that makes sense. But this is how we lead prospects to a logical conclusion, and we don't have to use these really cringy cliche shark tactics of wrestling with the prospects and like manipulating them in the call and like trying to do these all fucking NLP tricks. Like this is so much easier, right? Like you don't have to have sales skills to close like this. So when you nail this process, prospects will say things like, hey, this is exactly what we were looking for. When can we start? What do you need from us to move forward? What are the payment options? Yada, yada, yada. And these responses indicate you've successfully positioned yourself as the obvious solution to their problem. Mouth is drying, so I had to drink a bit of water. It is also important to keep an eye out for all the relevant sales metrics during the process to ensure you're able to solve bottlenecks immediately when they show up. So you just have to make sure that you're monitoring everything, your closing rates and what are the different things and troubleshooting it. Because if you just like go and try to run the calls without actually monitoring any of the metrics, like you might have something that is that you're messing up on and you're not even realizing, and you leave a lot of money on the table. Step 4, this is the last step. Optimize your backend to maximize LTV and profitability. Super fucking important, like holy shit. Once you have dialed in your front end, you're going to be acquiring high paying clients weekly or monthly depending on your capacity and the volume that you're running on your lead gen. Now your next bottleneck will be the back end of your agency. And obviously back end is a massive umbrella term here that includes everything that happens after close to the client. Like I just use the term backend because it's a bit easier than writing like fucking 25 different terms. But this is pretty much your onboarding, your fulfillment, your upsells, downsells, cross-sells, how long you retain clients, your account management, your systems, your team members, hiring, training, management, finances, administrative tasks, all this stuff, right? And this is pretty much where the money is made. This is where the massive leverage is. Like obviously it's fucking great to make money when clients come in, but if you can keep them longer, if you can increase their LTV, if you can have a better team, all this stuff, it's gonna be way easier to make money, right? And as a simple example, if your current clients on average pay you $4,000 a month, so let's say you're selling $4,000 a month retainers, and they on average stay for 4 months, so that's your churn, 25% churn. That means that one client is worth $16,000, right? If by some magical thing you get them to stay for extra 3 months, so instead of staying 4, they stay 7, this will all alone increase your revenue by 75%, right? Like if you just do that, your revenue will go from 100,000 a month to 175,000 a month. I hope that's the right math. It might not be, but like you get the point. You increase your revenue by 75% by doing nothing else than just getting the clients to stay longer. And usually there are really easy ways to do this through better account management, better reporting, better expectation setting, better contracts, incentive programs, all this stuff. And that can mean hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in profit per year without increasing the amounts of clients you close. And this is just one example, right? Like you can increase your LTV by downsells and upsells and cross-sells, and you can do so much stuff in the back end. And like once you have your front end working, once you know how to get leads, once you know how to close them, once you have good position in the front end, like all of that stuff can be like super fucking simple. Like you don't have to like complicate it. Then you are just going to be living in the back end. Every single day you're just going to be thinking, okay, how can I build a better team? How can they work better? How can they work more efficiently? How can we get clients better results? How can we retain it for the longer? What other things we can sell them? What can we sell to the people who don't have the budget? Right. How can we increase our profit from other sources? So if you miss this step, you will most likely miss out on like 80% of the profit you could have made otherwise. And here's just an example of like, for example, an onboarding process that you could build out. Like once again, just systemizing the company, just cleaning everything out, making sure you know how everything works and everyone has assigned roles, and just making sure everything is efficient, right? That there's no cracks, that money slips through. Or here's like a hiring funnel, just like running hiring funnels, getting really high quality people in and just making money. So obviously for every agency, the specific backend optimization will look a bit different, but the main goals are ensuring clients are getting killer results. This is the most important thing. Then collecting big credibility boosting case studies. Once again, like if your clients are getting really good results, like this will pretty much impact everything. It's going to be easier to close because you have more case studies. It's going to be easier to get leads because you have better case studies. The clients are going to be worth more, so you're going to be making more profit, and you don't need to close so many clients, and everything's just going to be fucking better. So collecting big credibility boosting case studies, upselling, downselling, and cross-selling clients to maximize their lifetime value, keeping churn as low as possible through account management and fulfillment, and building a systematic organization chart and team to remove you from the low leverage activities. So we want you to be like Casper or Enoch or all these people who don't have to be pressing every single button for the clients. We want you to be in the high leverage activities where you are thinking strategy, you are talking to big partnership clients, you are coming up with marketing angles, whatever is like the thing that you enjoy, like that's what you should be doing. I enjoy sales and marketing, so I usually spend more of my time here. Some people like more to be in the back end and optimizing the profit margin, all that stuff, so they delegate in a different order, right? So it's more about like what do you want to be doing and how much. So as you can see, as long as you build a long-form education-based funnel that positions you as an authority, validate your messaging with cold email, implement a logic-based sales process, and optimize your backend for maximum profitability, you can scale your B2B lead generation agency to $30,000 to $50,000 a month and earn $300,000 in owner income a year. Now that you know the steps, you can apply them and scale by yourself. However, going at it alone will be hard and difficult because the process is extremely nuanced. There are so many different details, and it requires a deep understanding of market sophistication, awareness, buyer profiles, offer creation, unique mechanisms, all of this stuff. You might never find a sales argument that resonates in your industry well enough to scale, and you'll stay stuck at $3,000 to $7,000 a month while serving low-ticket clients. And there's a lot of noise in the market as well, so it's easy to get lost in the process and not execute the process well enough to see any meaningful results, right? If you get distracted all the time and you don't really know which advice and which process to follow, like you'll just pretty much do nothing right, and then you just stay stuck and be fucked. So that is why we are offering an A to C consulting program to walk you through these exact 4 steps that we just went through, exactly like we would do it for our own agency. And our program is specifically designed for B2B lead generation agencies stuck below the $20,000 a month. So if you have just started and you're making $0 a month, or if you're doing $20,000 a month, like we can help you out. And of course, we have a lot of people who come to us and they're doing 30, 40, 50, whatever. But like this is once again who we are like mainly building this for. So when you work with us, you'll be able to scale your B2B lead generation agency to $300,000 a year in annual owner income. Your agency will be positioned as a premium and unique option in your market, making it possible to charge premium prices and work with high-quality clients. You will create high-status case studies since you're working only with great clients. Way easier to fulfill, by the way, if you have good clients. You will build a stable and lean backend team to manage your fulfillment, admin, and marketing activities. If you just want to be in sales, or if you want to just be in marketing, you can build a sales team, whatever. You will step away from daily operations and spend time with your family instead of being glued to Instantly campaigns at midnight. You will transform from lead vendor to trusted strategic partner, earning board level respect instead of being treated like a disposable contractor. You will compress your sales cycle from 4 to 8 dragged out calls to 1 to 2 decisive conversation with prospects who are already pre-sold on your expertise. They already know how your offer works. They know what you do. They know what you have done in the past. They know why you're valuable, right? You will build authority assets that work 24/7 to pre-qualify prospects, eliminate the need to cold call gatekeepers, or compete against 37 other marketing companies. You will develop a systematic client success process that generates case studies and referrals automatically, creating a compounding growth effect. You will establish premium positioning that lets you charge what you're actually worth instead of racing to the bottom on price with desperate competitors. You will create a predictable monthly revenue that covers your family's needs without the constant anxiety of wondering if the next month will be profitable. You will be able to acquire high quality clients predictably through outbound and inbound traffic channels. And finally, you will feel confident and satisfied with your business and your income. So how does this all work? First thing that happens is you get access to step-by-step system and course to build your own sales argument, funnel, and offer. Every single step is covered in depth with examples and templates, and you'll also go through offer creation and niche picking frameworks to ensure your foundations are solid for scaling. So if you're not 100% sure about your niche, we'll help you out with that. If you're not 100% sure about your offer, we'll help you out with that. And once you have a dialed in niche and offer, you will go and you will create your sales argument. Boom, you'll create your video sales letter, you will create your funnel, your landing page, your pre-call page, like all of the small automations and things that I didn't talk about here. You will pretty much create the funnel that positions you as an authority, and you will have a really fucking killer offer with good pricing and all of this stuff. And once again, if I zoom in a bit, you can see like these are like, there's a lot of stuff about this, obviously not a super quick thing to go through. Like it's gonna take you a few days, a week to go through it and set it all up. And yeah, you get access to all of these things, how to build the funnels, how to build the landing pages, the exact prompts we use, all of our templates, all of our SOPs, checklists, processes, everything to build a fucking killer funnel. And once again, this is like funnel. Like when we do these funnels done for you, we charge like $20,000 to $30,000 to build these funnels, right? So you'll be able to do that yourself. And if you want to, you can do it for your clients as well. To ensure you execute everything correctly, you'll be able to join 4 weekly group calls. And obviously, if you get more people in, like we'll add more of these calls. But right now in these calls, there's usually like 3 to 15 people, depending a little bit on the topic and a little bit on the day. So you'll be able to join 4 weekly group calls run by me and my business partner, Emil. So right now, Emil is running 1 call a week and I'm running 3. And Emil is fucking one of the best cold email marketers that I have ever met. He's a fucking wizard. So he's going to be helping you out with cold email. And I will be helping you with everything else. You will join these calls to have your progress reviewed and questions answered. And actually, here's a really, really funny thing. If I quickly go to X, boom. Here's a really great thing that I wanted to showcase. Where is it? Here. Talked with Ivan in Slack, and I made like few tweaks to our campaigns, and they went from generating 2 positive responses from 800 leads to generating 36 positive responses like the next day, next 2 days, right? Like just from like 1 tweak that I told them. So once again, like how much is this worth to you in revenue? Like a lot. And like that's what we can do on these calls. And here's just what the calls look like. You just pull up. You will join these calls to have your progress reviewed and questions answered. So we will overview your sales letter, niche, offer, cold email campaign, sales calls, fulfillment process, or anything necessary to keep your progress moving forward. So you can just hop on these calls and say, hey, right now I'm struggling with X. Right now I have questions Y. Not right now I'm doing this. Can you just look at it? Can you tell me how you would do this? Do you have any examples on how you would do this? And we just work through it on these calls. So we always make sure that you have time to go through everything on these calls. We either make them longer or we do more of these, or we just right? There's nothing to worry about. All the group calls are of course recorded, transcribed, and split by questions, so you can easily go back to calls when implementing feedback. And you will also be added to our Slack mastermind of B2B lead generation agency owners doing 0 to 120,000 a month. And in this group, we share wins, lessons, and things that are working currently and network with each other. So once again, some examples, Omar sharing like some data about right now what he's doing with cold email, or our meetup channels, like we are meeting up with different people all around the world. Like once again, if you go to whatever city or town or country you go to, like now you'll have like other B2B lead gen agency founders with you there. So you can just meet up with them, brainstorm, do partnerships, and just make a bunch of money together. And here's also like we have a learnings channel or resource hub where people share resources. So for example here, Konstantin saved $120 from his next build just because Dylan like dropped a resource. So we just share all of our resources, all of our learnings, all the different things that we do. So once again, people just make a lot more money by doing that. And that's the whole goal. And yeah, on top of that, you will also get access to all of our internal SOPs, our trainings, playbooks, templates, and processes we use to scale our agency. So I have to go and zoom in again. So get access to all of this stuff. Like there's so much resources and material that we have built like over the last 4 or 5 years. So you get access to all of this stuff. We are constantly adding to it, updating it, creating better things. So you can pretty much, whatever you want to do, you will have an SOP or training or module for it. And like this is another example of a resource. So for example, a sales framework, so exact word by word scripts and decks and all this stuff. You get everything. We have pretty much created stuff like this for every single part of the agency. So you get it. So if this resonates with you in any way and you would like to see if working with us would be a fit for you, click the link below to schedule a call with me. So if you're watching this on a page, there's probably a button below the video or a calendar or something below the video. Go click that. And if you're watching this somewhere else on another platform, you will probably find a link like this below the video. So you can go through it, schedule the call. At least at the time of recording this video, I'm taking these calls personally to make sure that we have absolute perfect fit with everyone. And once again, like if you listen to anything that I said, like these are not going to be high pressure sales calls. Like I'm not trying to arm wrestle you into it. Like if you don't think that it's going to be a perfect fit for you, like I don't really care. So it's not going to be a high pressure sales call. We'll just hop on, we'll just see what is your current situation, what do you want to do, what are you struggling with, what kind of help are you looking for, and then we can see, hey, what would it look like for you if you were working with us, and if you were in our program, if you were working with Agent Velocity, like how could that look like? And then you can make your own decision. I don't really care. And if there are no times available in the calendar, you can just check back later. So sometimes when you go to this calendar, there's going to be no times. And this is because we occasionally have to close the doors for new applicants to ensure high performance. So sometimes people come in and we have multiple people we bring on every like a week. And I'm like, okay, shit, like let's just shut down the calendar for a bit so we can make sure that everyone gets up to speed really well. So we always, our main North Star is client results. And you can probably see that from our case studies as well. And the screenshots that I showed you. So we're not going to ever sacrifice that. So if we can't, like if we really want to hop on, but there's no available times, like just patience, wait a few days, wait a week, send me an email, whatever, and we'll probably open up some spots soon. We've actually been closed for the last like 2 months because we have been just like working on cool shit and making sure people get good results. And yeah, if there's any questions that you might have before you go and book a call, like I'll do my best and go through all of them. Obviously, probably not all of them. So if you have some specific questions that I can't cover, we'll go over it in the call. But someone might think, okay, this sounds expensive. How much is the investment? So it's obviously not the cheapest thing out there, right? Like, and we are proud of that. We have worked really hard to create payment models and options to make it easier for you to invest into partnerships, even if you're in the beginning stages. So the price. We have been like doubling the price like for the last 3 years, like a few times a year, right? And we have a few different levels. There's pretty much anything for everyone. So even if you're just starting out and you don't have massive amounts of money to invest, like even if you don't have tens of thousands of dollars to invest, we can still help you out. And we have worked really hard to create partnerships and get like payment processing options and all of these things that you can use like interest-free payment models to split the fees and investments into, for example, like 12 months. Once again, that's not going to be for everyone. There's some like specific criteria, but yeah. And we could not be in business for the 3rd year with thousands of results, screenshots, case study interviews, and customers staying with us for years if we didn't deliver a fantastic ROI. So obviously, once again, like how much is it worth for you to get, for example, 300K a year in annual income? So how do I justify this cost when I'm barely profitable? Once again, working with us will speed up your progress massively. How much would it be worth to you if you got to your financial goals 3 to 5 times faster than alone? So if you want to be making 20K a month in profit, you can probably get there by yourself in 3 years. But if you do it with us and you get there in a year, like how much is it worth? Having those extra 2 years where you're just making 20K or more, right? So I think it's pretty good investment. What if it doesn't work for my specific niche? So obviously we will first make sure that you are in a niche where you're able to scale profitably. So if we see that you're in a fucking stupid niche, we'll tell you and we'll help you work through it. But our customers have worked in the US market, in the Canadian market, EU market, UK market, APAC market, Gulf Coast, or whatever it's called, like the Middle Eastern market, Latin American markets, pretty much every single market there is in pretty much every major B2B industry without any issues. So we have done the craziest small industries and niches. We have done the big industries. It has worked everywhere, right? So we just have to adapt to the market. I've tried other programs before and they didn't work. A big problem with most programs and courses in the market is the fact that the team that is running it or the person who's running it is too detached from the actual process, right? We still run our agencies, take sales calls, create campaigns for clients and do everything ourselves that we are helping you with, right? So a lot of people, they ran their agency or they did some cold email like 4 or 5 years ago when the fucking market was completely different and everything was completely different and they're just giving you like outdated theory. We are doing this every single day, right? So it's like easier for us to give you like up-to-date shit that is working for us. And obviously you can see that again from our results, how well that is working. I don't have time to implement this while running my current clients. This is exactly why you'll stay stuck at your current revenue level. You're trapped in the fulfillment hamster wheel because you've never invested time in the strategic work that transforms your business model. So the weekly calls are designed specifically for busy agency founders, and you bring your specific challenges and get direct solutions in 60 minutes instead of spending weeks figuring out alone. So if you think that you don't have the time, like really what you don't have the time for is to figure it out by yourself, right? So if you are really strapped on time, like then you better fucking go book a call, right? Do you also help me with fulfillment? Yes, we do, and we are greatly incentivized to do so. So obviously we run our own lead gen agencies. We have done fucking so many lead generation projects and consulted on thousands of lead gen campaigns. Like obviously we will help you out with that stuff as well to make sure your clients get good results. The better your client results are, the more you'll grow, more case studies you get, the more like higher retention you'll have, higher upsells you get, the more referrals you'll get, etc., which will obviously lead to us getting a better case study from you. So your wins are our wins. So we of course want to make sure your clients get good results. And in a lot of cases, people sign a client and they immediately just come to us and they're like, hey, I just signed this client. I need to generate them leads using this channel for this offer, using this and that. Like, how would I go about it? And then we just figure it out together, right? So they can just use our team and our knowledge for fulfillment. What if I don't have any case studies or proof yet? Once again, this is exactly why most agencies stay stuck. You're waiting for proof to get clients, but you actually need the clients to get the fucking proof, right? Like you're thinking about it backwards. So the code-ready system and everything that we do breaks this stupid cycle by positioning you as an authority through your sales argument and your mechanism and your whole funnel, not just the case studies, right? When you work with when you can diagnose a prospect situation better that they can and present a logical solution framework, the case studies become secondary. So a lot of people think that you can only achieve credibility and proof and status, or like credibility and status through case studies, but that's not true at all. Like there's a million different ways to do it. How we can achieve status. Like if Jeff Bezos came to you and told you like, hey, I'll scale your agency, like you wouldn't ask him like, do you have any case studies about scaling agencies? Like obviously you wouldn't fucking do that. Like he has really high status otherwise because he's clearly expert in other things. So how is it different from every other agency course? First of all, this is not a course, obviously. That's like maybe the first thing. Like there are pre-recorded materials and there are course elements, but most of the money, once again, is made in us talking together and going back and forth and us giving you specific advice. But yeah, like the biggest thing is most courses teach you what to say, better email templates, funnel hacks, sales scripts, right? Stuff like this. We teach you why premium prospects buy and how to position yourself so they see you as irreplaceable. So the difference also is we still run active agencies and take sales calls daily. We're not retired gurus teaching you outdated theory. We're showing you exactly what's working right now in our own businesses. And once again, obviously, a big thing here is like if you just learn a tactic or a hack or some specific funnel, like that's great. But like when you actually understand like the deep fundamental psychology and like the markets, like how the markets work and all this stuff, pretty much what we go through, like you can take that and implement it into any other industry. Like if you go run a startup, like some of our customers have done, they have taken the knowledge and they have first like scaled the agency, made some money, invested into their own startup, and then they take the same stuff and they use it to run their own startup, right? So this like works everywhere, super beneficial. What if it doesn't work for me specifically? So the code-ready system is based on fundamental principles of authority and positioning that have worked for hundreds of agencies across different industries and geographies. If you implement the system as taught and participate in the weekly calls when you get stuck, it will work. The bigger risk is staying in your current situation and hoping things improve without changing your approach. The commodity market only gets more competitive over time. How do I know you guys are legit? We have been running this business for over 3 years with thousands of documented results, case study interviews, and clients who stay with us for years. We literally have people who have stayed with us since like pretty much the month we launched. And you can verify our track record through the screenshots that I provided and interviews we have shared. And I've also documented my own journey online for the past 5 years to my audience of 66,000 agency owners. So on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, all these places. I have shared our client campaigns, client win sales calls like since fucking like 2021. I have been doing that. Or 2022, might be. Yeah, probably 2022, 2021. I can't remember. Anyways, like I have been fucking sharing all of that stuff, and you can like, if you go far enough, like you will see me scaling and building the agency. Obviously, my content was like pretty bad back then, but I have done that, so you can verify it. What if my market is too saturated/competitive? Saturated markets are actually the best opportunity for premium positioning. When everyone sounds the same, being different becomes incredibly valuable. The agencies you think are competitors are all fighting in the commodity space with the same generic messaging. So this is really fucking great because if there's saturation, it means that there's money. And damn, I just noticed my camera ran off, so I had to restart the recording, or like the battery ran out, but whatever. So yeah. Can I just watch YouTube videos and figure this out by myself? Like, yeah, sure, but like YouTube teaches tactics, not psychology. You'll spend months consuming random videos about the perfect cold email subject line while missing the fundamental positioning that separates the agencies charging $500 a month, $750 a month, $1,000 a month from the $5,000 a month agencies, right? And the weekly implementation calls give you direct feedback on your specific situations instead of generic advice. And most people who try to piece this together from free content end up with confused mess of tactics that don't really work together. I'm not a good writer. Can I still create a sales argument? Like, yeah, we of course give you templates, frameworks, step-by-step guides and all that stuff for building sales arguments. But you don't need to be Shakespeare. You just need to understand your prospects' problems and communicate your solution clearly. Like, as you can see, like I'm not a good writer at all. Never been. How long before I can see results? Depending on all level of execution you can and experience, you can expect first results in the first like 1 to 6 weeks. Here's a great example of Maxim. He said, okay, boys, after less than 10 days in AV and not even finishing the homework, Leevi gave me, I already have a win to share with you all. So I gave him a homework to do, or like pretty much activity steps to do to start scaling. I had a big VC company in my pipeline when joining AV, and on the onboarding call, I asked quickly Leevi for feedback, and he dropped some gems on that on me. He dropped some gems on me that definitely took me out of the low price CAC mentality and gave me all the small tweaks I needed to get them to sign, right? So today they finally signed the contract for our outbound lead gen offer, 3K a month plus 5% new revenue generated. Average deal size is 200K-ish, a 6-month contract. So this is like an 18K deal, absolutely minimum. And he's fucking ripping for this client. He's doing really fucking well for this client. So it's going to be way more to the rev share. But yeah, like minimum 18K client, like immediately in 10 days. Like he got this advice like day one. Do I have to completely rebuild my agency? Of course not. You can transition gradually. Like many clients started implementing the authority positioning and the funnel while still serving the existing clients. And then as premium prospects start converting, they gradually start firing the low value clients and raising their baseline. The key is having the premium positioning in place before you need it, because building authority and building this out like might take time, but once it's established, it compounds super fast. I'm not comfortable on camera for VSLs. Okay, if you only do things that you're comfortable with, you will stay broke forever. And I know my camera just ran out again, so I'm not gonna fucking restart it. You can just like watch it without my face. But yeah, if you only do things you're comfortable with, you will stay broke forever. I'm too young and inexperienced to position as an authority. Authority comes from the ability to diagnose problems and provide solutions, not your age or years in business. Many of our most successful clients are under 25. Premium prospects care about results and insights, not how long have you been around. Do you offer any guarantees or refunds? No, we do not. We only want to work with serious people who understand that their success will be dependent on their own level of execution. Only guarantee we have is we guarantee that if you don't put in the work, you won't fucking get the results. So we can tell you exactly what to do, but we can't force you to take action, right? And also, never mind. My market is too price sensitive for this approach. Once again, this is a limiting belief that is keeping you stuck. Every market has price sensitive buyers and value concise buyers. You're just targeting the wrong segments. Premium clients exist in every industry, but they don't respond to your current commodity positioning. So when you position as a strategic partner solving business problems, rather than a vendor delivering leads, you attract an entirely different caliber of prospects with bigger budgets and longer term thinking. Shouldn't I focus on getting better at fulfillment first? After your fulfillment problems are caused from working with the wrong clients, we will help you fix this while helping you with your fulfillment. How much handholding do you actually provide? The weekly calls are working sessions where you bring specific challenges and get direct solutions. If you're stuck on your sales argument, we'll work with you. We'll work through it line by line. If your cold emails aren't converting, we'll optimize the messaging in real time. The Slack community also provides daily support between calls, so we'll respond to you there. But we don't micromanage your implementation, but we ensure that you never get stuck without the clear next action steps. What if I can't afford to pay this upfront? We offer like some internal payment options if necessary, and we are also partnered with Splitit to provide interest-free payment plans up to 12 months. If you have a credit card that has like a high enough limit, you can like pay it up in 12 months, interest-free in small payments. What if the group calls don't fit my schedule? Completely fine. They are all recorded and you can submit the questions in advance through Slack. How much work is this going to be? Like as long as you're putting 4 to 6 hours of high quality work in their agency every single day, you will make progress fast. Do you need special software or tools, or how much does the tech stack How much does the tech stack cost? The main tech stack we use is like really simple. It's like a few $100 and it's just based on like Google Docs and like really of the basic tools. But of course, if you want to speed up your progress by investing into more advanced tech like Clay or Disco like or whatever, like we'll of course show you how to do that. And can I go at my own pace? Yes, of course. We of course recommend taking action fast, but if it's your choice, it's your choice of how you want to move forward with the program and how you want to use it. So yeah, as I said, if you're interested in seeing if this would work for you, schedule a call with me here or from the bottom below or whatever. It has been an absolute pleasure. Sorry that my camera turned off. Like I don't think you probably care, but like that's the case. And I'll talk to you on the call. Let's see if this is a fit. Let's see how it would actually work for you. Like once again, no pressure, pretty chill call coming up. And yeah, let's scale your lead generation agency. Take care. Bye.